FBI agent wants to be a spy so bad that he ends up spying on his own government and getting people killed. Now, the guy's name is Bob, and Bob really wants to be like 007. I mean, he used to read those James Bond books as a kid, and now that's the life he wants. But, unfortunately for Bob, he's nothing like James Bond. He isn't smooth or athletic. In fact, he's just a nerdy accountant. So, he's like, fuck this, I'm gonna spy on someone. So he starts spying on his own wife. This woman, Bonnie. And so Bob will take risque photos of Bonnie with her consent, but then without her consent, he'll show those photos to his friends. Not only that, he low-key sets up a CCTV camera in his bedroom that's hidden behind a photograph, and Bonnie doesn't know about this camera. And so Bob will film them smashing and then later show that to his friends. And his poor wife has no idea he's doing any of this. Dude is just trash. But anyway, in 1976, his dream finally comes true. He gets an opportunity to be an actual spy. Because one day, when he's 32 years old, he applies to the FBI, and he actually gets hired. And they only have him working on financial crimes and accounting stuff, but whatever, his foot is in the door. 3 years later, he gets relocated to New York City, where he works in the Soviet counterintelligence unit. And here he's like, this is it, this is my big shot, I'm gonna be like 007. But unfortunately, they kind of stick him doing administrative work, handling classified data and stuff like that. And this kind of pisses Bob off. I mean, he got into this business to do espionage. How dare they undervalue him? So he's like, fuck this, I'm gonna be a spy no matter what. So one day, Bob goes over to a local Russian trading company in Manhattan. And he just walks into their offices and he talks to them and he's like, I want to be a spy, so let's make a deal. I'll give you some FBI secrets and in return, you pay me money. Now, keep in mind, this is all happening during the Cold War, so tensions between the Soviet Union and America are really high. And this local Russian trading company isn't actually a local Russian trading company. It's actually a front for the GRU. The GRU is like the Soviet equivalent of the CIA. And so these Russians are sitting there listening to Bob's crazy idea, and they're like, Konyeshna. And so, boom, they have this arrangement. And finally, Bob is officially a spy. Just, for the opposing team. And soon he's communicating with the Soviets over encrypted radio transmissions, and they dead drop him cash. And he's telling them about some Soviet places that the FBI has bugged. He's telling them the names of suspected Soviet informants for the FBI. And some of these informants he's naming end up getting arrested in the Soviet Union or executed over this. But Bob don't really care. He got what he's always wanted, plus he's getting paid. So he keeps feeding them more information and more information for about a year. But then, in 1980, he gets caught.